Notes for my July 2024 reading of a 2004 autobiography / memoir of surfer Bethany Hamilton. So aquatic sport lady, and published this back in 2004, so approximately 20 years ago. I'm filming this on Tuesday, 23 July 2024. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. And I read this back in May, and I returned to it now. So full title information and the video description, including her, like, who she wrote it with and the publisher and ISBN and stuff. I started the book yesterday, Monday, 22 July 2024, at least somewhere in the world, and finished the book on Tuesday, 23 July 2024, at least somewhere in the world. Today is 222 pages and took me 2 days. I decided I'll put this here. Since I read it 2 minutes ago, I decided instead of flagging sections, I decided to take a little bit of a different approach and do a coming of age perspective, and then take some notes on like some stuff that might be relevant for aquatic sports more generally, and like some stuff that's kind of like similar but not the same with myself. So there we go. Book notes including construction and design. This is a different copy, I think, than I read last time, even though it's the same book. It's the same King County Library System, but there's like some stains on the bottom. And there was like one page, the printing was a little bit different. And I was like, I don't think I remember that from the last one. Otherwise, my notes are the same, so it's a pretty brief. I guess, I don't know if I pointed out last time, but they have waves at the top of the page in addition to her name and the name of the book, Soul Surfer. There's waves. I don't know if I pointed that out last time. So it's a pretty brief one. Reading notes. Also so I chose the coming of age perspective for like kind of interpreting it this time. And something she had always identified with, so what's kind of the coming of age story for this book, is something she had always identified with, surfing, is challenged with shark attack. So a shark bites off one of her arms. And she rebounds quite quick, though she does get a little bit of like, she, you know, there's fear there, there's anger there, there's like, how does she work through it, that kind of stuff. So questioning and having to figure things out. Is first shark attack in that area, so she didn't have like people around her who had done it before, right? She was new for her and her kind of her social network. But I would say, so she was bitten, and they said in here when she got to the hospital, it was a 13-year-old girl got a shark attack or something. So she was 13 years of age when this happened, right? So that's already a difficult age for just kind of self-identity and definition and stuff. So to have, and she's like really into surfing and this family thing, and then, you know, it's like this arm gets taken away, and it's like, this is not just my identity, this is my entire family's identity, this is my entire community's identity, right? So it just kind of goes for everything, right? Like, she had no say on the shark attack, like, so it's just, there goes nature, right? Like, the shark was hungry, and now she's, her early teenage years get a bit more tumultuous. And so I say the rebound was on the quicker side because it was only a few years, not a few decades. Some things, if they're like really bad, might take a few decades to rebound from. So in that sense, I think she did pretty good. Now, some things that like popped out to me on this reading. She talks about her famous papaya smoothies, and that she always puts papaya on everything. So I was like, you know, like it's like a fad where like everybody has that one condiment they put on everything. Some people it's hot sauce, some people it's mustard, some people it's ketchup, some people it's ranch dressing, you know, that kind of, or buffalo dressing. For her, it's papaya. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Something that doesn't require excessive packaging or processing to make. It's a natural fruit. You gotta pick from a tree, right? Like this. So it's like, that's a good pick. Okay. She talks about fame and travel for work, shooting commercials, receiving fan mail, meeting famous people, giving interviews, and herself becoming a, I guess technically she terms it like semi-famous or kind of famous. What was being kind of famous or something like that. It was the name of the title. Being kind of famous. Okay. So she goes into that, which I appreciated. She chose to not bring up her personal life, including soulmates. All right, so she was like 13 the shark attack, and I think this was published before she was 16. I think she's about my sister's age. It was like 1988, 1989, birth approximately. At some point, I think I looked in my life. I think I looked that up. She's closer to my sister's age than mine. Perhaps she is like me, has a bunch of soulmates, and has just has not gotten them in person yet. So maybe she has like she's got to go get a bunch of dudes or something like that, or dudettes, or both, and or. Okay, she talks about her church doing missionary work near Tijuana, Mexico. My church did stuff on the Yucatan Peninsula, so similar but different. She accepted Jesus Christ in her life at the age of 5. I was like that. She's like, it was kind of young. And I'm like, I'm not baptized. I kind of veered away from Christianity. So there's one where I'm like, nope, go girl, go. Your savior is your savior. And she also talked about auctions and merchandise sold in her support after the attack. Like, yes. So, and she kind of provided her like the kind of the banter and antics surrounding auctions and merchandise and the kind of design of merchandise and stuff like that. And so it's like, that's kind of cool. And a good cause, support of a shark attack victim. So, yeah, it's a good one. Since this book was published in 2004, has it been copied by other people in aquatic sports, such as not bringing up personal life in their first memoir / autobiography? Yeah, so since this is her first memoir / autobiography, which I have to give her an A+, right? She had to write about at 13 years of age, a book, and with only one arm. Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, it's A+, right? But yeah, did people copy her since 2004? And for their first autobiography / memoir, have they decided to exclude their personal life? Oh, and like for people in relevant to like aquatic sports. So that would be interesting if that turned out to be true. So yeah. In conclusion, it marked full book number 30 for me for the 2024 year. This is my second time reading this year. So for clarity, 30th full book I read. Not 30th distinct book, but 30th full book I read. There we go.